So sometimes intrusive thoughts can be about, like, what if I harm somebody? What if I become a pedophile? What if I harm myself? And some thoughts, intrusive thoughts, are just like, oh, what if I blurted this out? Or what if I have cancer? Or like, you're going to die. Any thought that's unwanted and we don't want, that's an intrusive thought. And I think it was really helpful for the clients that I've been talking to this week. And it was so interesting because somebody said that, and then I realized that, and then I heard it from like 3 or 4 clients this week who recognized that their health anxiety thoughts were intrusive. What is so interesting and important there is when we can know it's an intrusive thought, we can also know there's no meaning there. Unwanted intrusive thoughts are often the opposite of what we want to happen. So in talking about what if I drop my baby, because we don't want to drop our baby, we don't want to punch our husband. I think when people have sticky harm thoughts, it's often because they're really gentle people. I talk to so many men and women of all ages, and they're like, I would never want to hurt anybody. I'd never hit it. You know, they really care about vulnerable individuals. So it can really kind of be ego dystonic, like not the opposite of who you are. But you know, when I first brought my son home from the hospital, the first time I held him, I pictured dropping him and his head splitting open on the bricks. And I felt it like in my arm. So sometimes it comes and it can feel like an urge. And I used to feel like if I would be talking to somebody and drinking like hot coffee or tea, it felt like I had almost an urge of like, what if I threw this in their face? I think in the book, Overcoming Unwanted Intrusive Thoughts, they'll call it like a paper tiger, like this impulse, this urge where there's nothing behind it, that you don't actually have the urge. We can just almost be picturing it happening, that it can feel like we have to hold ourselves back, but that's just not true. Quite a few people who will feel like even when they're in grocery stores that they could just picture themselves like hitting people, and they actually feel like they have to hold themselves back. And it doesn't mean that they're likely to do that at all. What I've seen with people, every client that I've worked with, is they were at a more vulnerable place for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they've just had a lot of stress at work, or sometimes it's even like they were remodeling their bathroom. And so all the kids, everyone was sharing this one thing, or they just had a baby, or just like they were planning a wedding. There's just something where their bandwidth is down. So they have a thought and they have an innocent overreaction to it. When we can notice that we're getting muddled, when our thinking isn't helpful, we can kind of walk out of a busy mind and go to clarity, go to calm. Like that's why I use my snow globe. You know, Michael Neal, he's the one who said it. He said, I'm never going to see more clearly by thinking more. And that's so true with intrusive thoughts, because when you set it down, we're designed to come to balance. We're designed to go to clarity. It's the most natural thing.